Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, hope that you are in good health. Once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, my friends, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we discuss here on the Common Sense channel. So once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. Today, as I've always done each month, is to honor and venerate the ancestors. The ancestors are the ones that set up all of this thing into motion. The ancestors were the guidance. The ancestors were the steward, as is all humans. Humans, my friends, are the steward of this earth. Our role is to make sure that this place is safe, is protected, is guided for the next generation. So basically, we, as did our ancestors, must make sure that whatever we leave here for the next generation or the generation after must be a place that they can live, they can cherish, and they can grow and be productive. This is what our ancestors did. This is what they sacrificed their lives for, so that we can be where we are today. So we must always make sure to leave this place a better place for you and for me and the entire universe. That's what the great Michael Jackson said. But one thing Michael Jackson didn't understand, that there are evil people. Understand? That their sole job is to destroy. Although sometimes they like to blame it on some fictitious spirit somewhere as the main culprit of everything that they are doing. But I know the humans have always been the main architect of humanity destruction, and the same person that finds solution. Our ancestors went through that. So are we. So that's why every month I come on here. I come on here to venerate them, to talk about them, to honor them, to elevate them, and also to ask them for guidance. Why do I do that? Because when I talk of the ancestors, I'm not talking about fictitious people. I'm not talking about people who did not walk this earth. I'm talking about real human beings. Your mom, your great-great-granddad, your great-great-grandmom. That's who I'm talking about. That walked this earth, that sacrificed their time, their effort, their energy, their lives. They bled and died on all of the continents that we have on this great world, this great and pleasant universe, our internal home, the only place that the Almighty has bestowed upon us to take care of, to cultivate, to grow, to elevate, to promote. You understand? So this is why I honor the ancestors. I honor them because they are closer to the Almighty. They are in the spirit. Once in a while, they may come back. So are all humans. We come back. It may sound to you as, oh, what is he saying? But it's the truth. Hollywood has portrayed this too. In the movie Terminator, that whole movie was about that. A savior coming. The whole story of Jesus too. If you remember, or if you could remember, when you're reading that book, you would know what was happening. It was foretold that this person will come by this prophet. You understand? Who foretold that? Who was the prophet looking up to for the Savior, for the Messiah, for Yeshua Mashiach, or for the prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Who? Who was telling the story? It's exactly what I'm doing. The ancestors are real. And when they cannot find solution, if we are reaching out to them for solution, they will find a way to send someone into our world who would rescue us from the predicament, from the calamities that are about to happen in our world. I believe that. And it will save you from yourself. But we are the caretaker of this world. And it's our sole job to do. Why? Because 100, 200, 300 years from now, each of us in this generation would have been an ancestors. I've always say, if you don't honor, just like your parents, you have to honor your parents. You know, when you honor your parents, this is a natural thing. You don't need no Bible or Quran or any other books out there, to tell you to honor your parents. It's something you must do naturally. Why? Because when you don't honor your parents, your children will not honor you. It's just how it is. Yes, you don't need nothing to tell you that. Honor your parents. When you honor your parents, for fairness sake, your children will honor you. You will see it. Everything that you do under the sun, look, you will see it. If you do good, you will see the result. If you do bad, you will see the result. It's just how it is. It is what it is, right? So always do good. But I tell you, whatever fruit that you are producing now, that fruit may have been produced by your ancestors. Nothing is new. And this is the truth. Whatever you're doing now, if your ancestors were good people, if your ancestors had produced good fruits while they were here, you, my friend, will produce good fruit. But when you look at the word good and bad or evil, these two elements, they both work together. There must be good to sustain evil, and there must be evil to sustain good. All of these are sending messages for humanity to change. You understand? If everything is good for you, you wouldn't understand what it means to experience evil or bad. You understand? Or some of these elements that are just not that good for your health. So you must experience both to find a balance or an equilibrium in your life. You understand? If you grew up in a wealthy family, you've never experienced poverty, you wouldn't understand what people who live in poverty goes through daily. You wouldn't understand. But if you can have both worlds, you will know how to make positive decisions if you're in leadership or in a place of authority. So it's the same thing. If you understand evil, you must understand good. So if you have your children, teach them both what it means to be evil and what it means to be good. So that way, when they are making decisions, they'll know, like, do I do this or do I not do that? You know, they'll build a way between the two. And all of this is done in the home. And that's where your ancestors came from. Your ancestors, if you don't know, for those of you who don't know, and are watching my videos for the first time, your ancestors are your great-great-grandparents. You know? So, you who are parents now, 100 to 2, maybe, say 100 to 200 years from now, this generation that are parents, they will be considered an ancestors. Because you would have had at least 6 or 7 generations after your own time. So as I've always said, every generation must do what they need to do to leave off the next generation in a better situation. If you're parents now, you don't want to leave your children in poverty. You want to do whatever it is or whatever you can to make sure that when they come into this world, at least they have a place to sleep, or they have something they can look up to and say, this is what mom and dad left for me. And they will take off from that. You see? So that's the main essence of a family, to provide for the next generation. Now, if you don't give them material things, make sure you give them a better education, or something, a career, or a profession, or a specialty that they can fall back on in the future. So as I've always done honoring the ancestors, I like to just talk about things that are connected to them, because I believe that the ancestors are the roots, to the tree, which are you. Whatever fruit that you produce will reflect on them. Whatever fruit that you're producing now are the same fruit that they produce. You understand? So if you produce good fruit, that means your ancestor produced good fruit, because it's in the DNA, it's in the gene. So that's why I honor the ancestors. Without them, you're nothing. We're talking about people who spend their entire time thinking of you. When you were down, they were not happy. They had to do whatever it takes to make you better, to make you feel better. So that would be your generation that you came from. You understand? So it's the same thing. Each of us come from somewhere. There's no one is an island. When I was a little boy, they used to say, no man is an island. That we all must have come from somewhere. And each of us coming together collectively make our world a better place. There was a guy, his name is Michael Jackson. He says, make the world a better place for you and for me and the entire universe. That's what he says. Now he left a generation. It's a good man. That generation that he left will produce the same fruit that he produced, will stand for the same things that he stood for. You understand? It's always been that way. Our generation, our ancestors are like our home, because that's where we're from. If your home is producing good things, the whole generation from that home is going to produce good. It's always been that way. So always, my friends, under any circumstances, honor your ancestors, venerate them. Why? Because your ancestors are closer to the Almighty than you are. We're not talking about fake people. We're talking of people who actually walk this earth, who live on this planet way back, who bled and died, who suffered, who toiled in difficult circumstances to get you to where you are, who had to do things that they never wanted to do. But while they were making those decisions, my friends, they were thinking of you. You understand? So you always remember that, and remember it in a way as if you're honoring them and the sacrifices. When you do, when you honor and venerate your ancestors, my friends, they will show themselves to you. You will see it. I'm telling you. That's why I always say the greatest thing that can ever happen, or that could ever happen to anyone, is when you discover yourself. So in your entire life, work towards discovering the self. The self is what the evil ones don't want you to know of. But the moment you discover the self, you will become the enlightened ones. You will become the light. And that's what Jesus says, your life must be like a light in the dark, so that those people who are in the dark, they can find their way to you. That's what our lives are. And they are not what they are because of what you see or what you think. Your life is like that, like a light, because your ancestors had once been a light in the community, in the societies, in the countries, and you were just producing the fruit. So nothing under the sun is new. Everything under the sun may have happened long time ago, and you're just seeing the symptom now. So they are not new, my friends. But the only way you can understand these things is when you discover the self. There's two parts of you. It is you and the self. The self is the enlightened element of the you. You understand? And it comes out occasionally, trying to advise you. And that self, my friend, is the one that the ancestors communicate with. If you believe this, human beings are twofold, could be threefold, but I think humans are flesh and spirit. I mean, you can say blood too, but we are flesh and spirit, and the blood is the life, but within you is the spirit, and that's the one that communicate with the ancestors. In order for you to do so, you, my friend, must be in sync with the ancestors to understand how this whole thing works. You understand? And that's why I do these videos, to connect you to that other side of you, which is your ancestors. Do you know what seances is? That's what you're doing. You're trying to connect to the dead. In order for that to happen, you must believe. If you don't believe, you will not. Everyone in the seances must believe that they can relate, they can connect to the dead ancestors for it to happen. That's why I do this. But you don't need to do a seances. All you need to do, my friends, is to honor them. Anyone tell you it's bad, it's not a good thing, honoring the ancestors or venerating them? They don't understand. Jesus, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all these other prophets that came after them or before them, these are ancestors if they're real people now. You know, if they're real, if they're not fake, if they're not imaginary people. You see, but your ancestors are not imaginary. But if any of these individuals are real, that makes them an ancestors. That makes them ancestors. Because ancestors are people that walk this earth, that have lived here, that have done something tangible, something realistic, something that you can talk of, that helped the society become better, that contributed to humanity one way or the other. These, my friends, are ancestors. Anyone that's made up fake, no, it's not who we're talking of. We're talking of people that walk this earth, that done things to help humanity. And that would be your ancestors. That would be your great-great-grandmom and your great-great-grandpa. So honor them, my friends. If you want to be enlightened, if you want to be wise, wisdom has nothing to do with age. Yes. Wisdom has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with age. But those people that are the wise one, the only reason why is because they, my friend, have discovered themselves. You can discover yourself at an early age. Some people do at 10. Some people do at 12. Some people do at 20. Some people do at 65. You don't want to discover yourself at 65. That's too late. Discover yourself now. When you do, you will see the world. The world is going to be right there. You would look at things and be able to forecast them. Yeah, you because the world is like a mirror you can see. You will see some. I'm telling you, it's just take it from me. I never understood this until I discovered myself. Even the books, all the education that you're having now will look meaningless to you. Discover yourself. When you discover yourself, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. That in order for you to understand, and venerate your ancestors, discovering yourself will help you. Because to live is to die, and to die is to live. They're the opposite. If you want to live, you must die. And if you want to die, you must live. These two are intertwined and interconnected, but opposite. You understand? You cannot be afraid of immortality, because immortality is part of you. But it don't mean that you're gone. It means that you come back. You understand? There are cultures on the planet that understands this element that I'm talking of. Jesus himself said it. Die to the self. That was Paul. Exactly what I'm saying. I'm just saying it the opposite. So honor the ancestor. Jesus taught the believers. I don't call them Christians. Jesus taught the believers by showing when he went on the mountain with Peter and I think another disciples to pray. And then there was Elijah, I think Elijah and Moses or something like both of them descended from wherever, according to the story. And they were commuting, they were talking to him, and he was also talking to them. He was showing them everything that you need to know about life. They put them in that book. The people that wrote that, they were also enlightened and wise. They discovered themselves and they said, let's put this in the book. So you find everything in there about life is in there. And they're the same ones, the same people causing calamities on the planet are the same ones they're talking about in there. In any of these religious texts. You understand? So honor the ancestors, my friend. It's a good thing. Don't let any of these people organize religion tell you that it's devilish worship, it's evil. No, no. You have to understand that the ones that they are praying to, that the ones that they're trying to make God, never said they were God. Jesus never said, Yeshua Mashiach, never. In any of the, read the text, you see, never said he was God. It's humans that made him God, because human has always, in time immemorial, has always tried to find something to connect to spiritually, because we are spiritual beings. By nature, we are. So we always try to connect our spirit to that thing. I'm telling you, connect your spirit to your ancestors. You wake up happy. You will see your life is going to transform. You're going to be a different human beings than what organized religion is trying to tell you. You will be happy. You will find the fountain of joy and happiness. You will discover that. Discover the self, and you will understand. So as I've always done, I'm going to venerate the ancestors. I'm going to talk about all those ancestors that laid the foundation for our world today. I want to talk about those ancestors that were medicine men, doctors, lawyer, medicine, plumber, teachers, any specialties out there, the midwives, the women of the village, town, city, or community, urban settings, ghettos, or rural area, whatever these ancestors were, I honor you. I venerate you. Thank you for your work. Thank you for bringing our world to what it is today. I honor you. All those ancestors that care for the homeless, the sick, the destitute, people who couldn't provide for themselves, people who didn't have voice, I honor you. I want to honor all those ancestors that were taken from the continent of Africa through the slave trade across the Atlantic Ocean into the Western world. Anywhere in the Western world, I honor you. I honor all those ancestors that perished on the way to any Western countries as slaves. I honor you. I also honor those ancestors that was transported across Africa into the so-called Middle East to be used as slaves. I honor you. I honor all those ancestors that fought during the Great War, during the AKA European Civil War, World War I and World War II. I honor you. I honor you for your sacrifices, and I honor you for your bravery. I honor you for what you believe and what you stood for, to making sure our world is safe and better. I honor you. I honor all those ancestors that care for the sick and the destitute. I honor all those ancestors that believe in humanity. I honor all those ancestors that stood against colonialism, against neocolonialism across the globe. I honor all those ancestors that paved the way for our world to be what it is today. I honor you. I pray, great ancestors, for our world. Right now, our world is in peril. We're all seeing what's happening in our world today. The leaders are confused. The leaders are fighting over something that's scripted in the book. They're all confused based on organized religion. Organized religion, great ancestors are our problems. Organized religion was your problem too when you were here. It is ours now. Great ancestors, send a solution. Send a solution, or confuse the minds of these evil ones that are causing havoc in our world today, that are killing unnecessarily when it's not necessary. We can live on this planet in peace, in unity, tranquility, but they will not let us be. Great ancestors, I ask you for solution right now. I pray for everyone that are going through war, especially those in Ukraine. I always call on Ukraine because those people do not deserve what's happening to them. I pray, great ancestors, that you grant the family peace, consolation, stability, understanding, and love. I pray for those in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, that you grant them understanding, grant them wisdom to find a way out of the situation that they're in. I pray for their families, especially those who are mourning the death of a loved ones right now. Grant them peace in these difficult times. I pray for all of humanity, great ancestors. Cover the lives of these people. Bless, give them understanding, wisdom to navigate this world. I pray for the sick in hospitals across this world. Heal them. Heal them of their sicknesses, their diseases. I pray against famine. I pray for peace. I pray for global understanding, wisdom. There are no leaders in our world right now. The world is leaderless. It's chaotic. It's lawless. But I ask, Lord, our great ancestors, saying, Lord, you can call them that. I ask for wisdom in these difficult times. That you intercede, advocate for our people, our world, to the Great One, the Almighty, for solution, for complex situation that the world is faced with. I ask great ancestors, wherever you are, make this or make these prayer answered. I pray. Great ancestors, I want to thank you also for everything that you're doing in my life. I know what I know, and I see what I see. I want to thank you. I want to honor you as I've always done. I do this every month for a reason, because you can't go throughout the month. Our lives are not guaranteed. You can be here one day today and then not the next day or the next hour, or the next second or minute. So you must always be thankful and grateful for the air, the life that you have, because it's not guaranteed. So I thank you, great ancestors, for all you do for me each and every month, getting me to where I am. And I pray for countless numbers of families out there that you continue to bless them, even if they don't know it. Continue to protect them, continue to guide them, and continue to lead them in the right direction. I'm not going to pray for no worldly leaders, because these people, they're stuck in their ways. But I'm going to pray that you distract them from the decision that they are planning to make our world unsafe. Distract them so that they don't do what they are planning to do. I thank you, great ancestors. And I know it is done because you are real. You are closer to the Almighty than we are. So therefore, we reach out to you. And not only that, ancestors, great ancestors, you have lived this planet. You've tasted, you've experienced, you've gone through all of the things that we are going through. So therefore, you are in better position to understand our plight and everything that we are enduring. And therefore, there will be a solution. I thank you, great ancestors, as I've always and will always continue to do. And I ask that more and more people can discover the self. Because once you discover yourself, you become enlightened. Not in the evil way. Because some of these people, organized religion, they think they want to keep you in darkness. And Jesus himself, Yeshua Mashiach, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, talk of being in the light. Being in the light or being the light. Because the light is better than being in the dark. The dark is you not having enlightenment or you not being knowledgeable enough to understand what is being planned in the dark or what is in the dark. The dark has all these terrible creatures and they are in the dark. In order for you to see what's in it, you must be able to be in the light, or you must make your way into the light to understand what's in the dark. The light is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You cannot get that if you did not discover yourself. And when you discover yourself, in order for you to discover yourself, you must understand that venerating and honoring your ancestors is the way. Because here's the thing, that your ancestors are actually in your DNA. You bears the DNA and the blueprints of your ancestors. So they're in you. You don't need to look for them, but you can awaken in them by reaching out to them, by honoring them, because they're part of you. They are stuck on you, my friends. So I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to end it right now. But I'm going to say this: honor your ancestors. Do it and you'll see. Don't take it from me. Honor them. Don't let no one fool you. Don't let no one tell you that about what you're doing is evil, it's not good. You're worshiping and your ancestors worship. Whatever way you do it, as long as you're honoring your ancestors. If it's something that was passed down to you from your ancestors, do it. Don't give a crap, a damn what these people say. I'm talking about organized religion. Don't listen to them. They don't want you to get the benefits that you will get when you honor them, your ancestors. So they're telling you to look at their own ancestors, worship their own ancestors, and they're taking away from you the things that belong to you. So honor your ancestors, my friend, and you will find a way. As I've always said, the greatest thing, my friend, that could ever happen to anyone is not the day you were born. Not the day you had your first car, the day you graduated from high school, college, the day you became a lawyer, doctor, whatever is it you're working on, the day you had your first apartment, none of that. The greatest thing, my friend, that could ever happen to you is the day you discover yourself. Because from that moment on, everything, my friends, absolutely everything under this sun will start to make sense to you. You will understand. You will be able to dive into the darkness and see through everything in there and be wise. Wisdom has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with discovering the self. Some people discover the self earlier, and some people discover themselves later on in life. I say it's better to discover yourself early on. That way you won't be misled, you won't be misguided, and you wouldn't be deceived by any of these people that are living in the dark. They also have an ancestor too, but whatever fruit they are producing, my friends, their ancestors may have produced that too. And both of them come together to stabilize the world. But in short, all of us must produce good fruit to make this world a better place. As said Michael Jackson, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire universe. That's what we are tasked to do. Have a blessed day, and I hope that you and your family are in good health. Thank you to all those people that subscribe to my channel, to all those people that continue to watch my videos. I honor you. I honor you. Venerate your ancestors. Just try, you see. Thank you. Thank you.